Good morning, students. Good morning to all of you. So this is our class 3 introduction about engineering drawing. In the last class, we have discussed different topics like types of engineering drawing, role of engineering graphics, practical application of engineering drawing, drawing sheet layout, title block representation, types of lines, dimensioning system, types of dimension. So these topics we have covered in the second class. Already we have discussed in the second class. So today in this class we are going to discuss about three topics. They are, first one is representation of various lines on the drawing. Second topic is important rules for dimensioning. Third one is lettering. So in this class we are going to discuss these topics. So let us see one by one. What is the first topic? Representation of various lines on the drawing. See, we'll see first topic, representation of various lines on the drawing. So before that, what are the different types of lines? So in the engineering drawing we have different types of lines. So they are continuous thin line, continuous thick line, dashed thin line, long dashed dotted thin line, long dashed dotted thick line, zigzag line, and last one is continuous thin freehand line. So already we have discussed these lines in the second class. So let us see one by one. So what are the practical applications of the continuous thin line means? So already we have discussed what are the practical applications of the continuous thick lines. Already we have seen what are the applications of dashed thin line. So already we have discussed about these lines in the second video. See, how can we represent these lines? Let us see one by one. First one is what? Continuous thick line. See here, this is a continuous thick line representation. This is a continuous thick line. So this is a representation of the continuous thick line. And second one is continuous thin line. So this is a continuous thin line representation. So now we are seeing this as a, and this line as a thick. So but this is not a thick line. So this is thin line. Consider this line as thin line. So this is a representation of continuous thin line. And third one is what? Dashed thin line. And fourth one, dashed thin line with dots. Next, fifth one, continuous thin zigzag lines. Sixth one, continuous thin zigzag lines. And last one, continuous thin freehand line. So these are the representation of various lines. So let us see what are the practical applications of the continuous thin lines. So these are the applications. Already we have discussed in the second class. So what are the practical applications of continuous thin lines? Continuous thin lines are used to draw dimension lines, extension lines, leader lines, reference lines, short center lines, projection lines, hatching lines, construction lines, imaginary lines. So these are the applications of continuous thin line. So what are the applications of continuous thick lines? Continuous thick lines are used to draw visible outlines and visible edges. So what are the practical applications of dashed lines? So what are the practical applications of dashed lines? So dashed lines are used to draw hidden edges and hidden lines. So these are the applications of the dashed lines. Similarly, what are the applications of the practical applications of the long dashed dotted thin line? Long dashed dotted thin line. So these are the applications. Long dashed dotted lines are used to draw center lines and axis lines. Center lines and axis lines. Long dashed dotted lines are used to draw center lines and axis lines. So these are the different types of lines. So we will see these lines in the drawing. We will see these lines in the drawing practically. See. So this is a example diagram. Okay. See here, this is a continuous thick line. Continuous thick line. So continuous thick lines are used to draw visible outlines, visible edges. So these are the visible outline of the object. This is a visible outline of the object. This one is visible outline of the object. So visible outline of the object is drawn by using continuous thick line. Continuous thick line. This is about continuous thick line, and this one is a visible outline. Visible outline. So here we have a one line here. So this is a center line. Dash dot, long dash dot lines are used to draw center lines. So these are the center lines, or axis line or center line, whatever it is. This is center line. Center lines are used to draw center part of the object. So see, this one is center point, center line. So long dashed dotted lines are used to draw center part of the object, to represent the center part of the object. And this one is long dashed dotted lines. Long dashed dotted lines are used to draw center part of the, to represent center part of the object. So next here, this is an imaginary line. Imaginary line. This one is imaginary line. This one is center line or axis line. This one is imaginary line. So imaginary lines are used to represent the unseen part of the object. If you want to represent unseen part of the object, so then we have to take imaginary line. This is imaginary line. See here, this is top view. This one is front view. In the top view here, we have a circular hole. So in the front view, we cannot see that hole. So that is represented by imaginary line. So dashed line. This one is imaginary. And center point of this hole is represented by long dashed dotted line. Long dashed dotted line. This one is long dashed dotted line. Center line or axis line. Next, so these lines are called hatching lines. So hatching lines are used to represent the cutting portion of the object, cutting section of the object. If you want to represent cutting section of the object, so then we have to use hatching lines. So these are called hatching lines. These are called hatching lines. So this line is called leader line. Next, this is zigzag line. So why do we use zigzag line? Why do we use zigzag line means? So zigzag lines are used to represent the long line, to represent the long break line. Okay. Next, this is a center line. Center line. Dash dot, dash dot, dash dot, dash dot. This is a center line. So here once again see, this is a visible outline. This is center line or axis line. This is imaginary line. So this line is called leader line. Leader line. So here, so B2 line. So this is B2 line. So what is this line? Dimension line. This is called dimension line. What is dimension line? The line which is used to represent the measurement. The line which is used to indicate the measurement. The line which is used to indicate the measurement. So that line is called dimension line. This is our dimension line. That always the dimension line should be within the in between two extension lines. So this line is called extension line. So here this line is extension line, this one also extension line, and this one also extension line. So what is extension line means? What is extension line? A thin line which is extending from the outline of the object. So this is the outline of the object. So this is the outer edge of the main object. So from here, from this point, we are extending. So that's why it is a extension line. This line is called extension line. Once again, listen. What is extension line means? The line which is extending beyond the outline of the object, that line is called extension line. So this line is called dimension line. Okay, the line which is indicate the measurement, the line which is used to indicate the measurement, so that line is called dimension line. This one is dimension line, this one is extension line, this one is outer line of the object or outer edges of the object, and this is center line. So this one is imaginary line. So this line is called leader line, and these lines are hatching lines. So this one is zigzag line. So some of these lines will be like this. So dimension line means, once again listen, thin continuous line which is used to indicate the measurement, that line is called dimension line. And extension line is what? What is the extension line means? The thin continuous line extend beyond the outline of the object. So that is extension line. That is extension line. Thin continuous line extending beyond the outline of the object, that is called extension line. And leader line. So what is leader line? A thin continuous line connecting a node or a dimension figure with the feature to which it is applied, terminated by arrow head or dot. Terminated by arrowhead or dot. Sometimes we use arrowhead, sometimes we use dot for leader lines at the end of the leader line. Sometimes at the end of the leader line, sometimes we use arrowhead or sometimes we use dot. Next, symbol. Representation of any object by some mark on the drawing, that is called symbol. That is called symbol. Once again, see one more diagram for representing the various lines. See here. So this is a section line. Section line or hatching line. These lines are These lines are called hatching lines. So this line is called leader line. Leader line. And see here, this is center line. So this line is called center line. This one is center line. So this is hidden lines. So these are the imaginary lines or hidden lines. So here this line is called extension line. So this line is called dimension line. So outline of the object is called, this is the main object. This is outline or outer edges of the object. So this is a long break line. Long break line. So these are some of the lines generally used in the drawing. This is a center line. Dash dot, dash dot, dash dot. Center line. Let us see one more diagram. So here this line is called what? Leader line. So this is our symbol. So here pi indicates diameter of the hole. R indicates radius of the circle. Pi indicates diameter of the circle. This is a symbol. This one is leader line. So here this is arrowhead. So here this is a dimension value. The 25 nothing but dimension value or dimension figure. So this is dimension line. This one is extension line. Okay. So these are some of the lines. Okay. Second topic. What is second topic? So second topic is nothing but that is important rules for dimensioning. Important rules for dimensioning. There are some important rules for dimensioning. They are: all the dimensions necessary for the correct functioning of the part should be expressed directly on the drawing. Directly on the drawing. And second one, every dimension should be given. Every dimension should be given, but none should be given more than once. None should be given more than once. Every dimension should be given. Every dimension should be given, but none should be given more than once. And third one, third rule, important rule, a dimension should be placed on the view where its use is shown more clearly. Where its use shown more clearly. So this is a third rule. Fourth one, a dimension should be placed outside the view. A dimension should be placed outside the view as far as possible. So we should place the dimension outside the view. Dimensions should be placed outside the view. So outside the view we should place dimensions. Okay. Fifth one, mutual crossing of dimension lines and dimensioning between hidden lines should be avoided. Should be avoided. And also it should not cross any other line of the drawing. Once again listen, mutual crossing of the dimension lines and dimensioning between hidden lines should be avoided. Also, it should not cross any other line of the drawing. So this is a fifth important rule for dimensioning. So next, sixth dimension rule, any outline or center line, an outline or center line should never be used as a dimension line. Center line, we should never use center line as a dimension line. We should never use center line or outline as a dimension line. But a center line may be used, center line may be extended to serve as an extension line. So, or once again listen, an outline or a center line should never be used as a dimension line. A center line may be extended to serve as a extension line. So this is a sixth rule for a dimensioning. And seventh rule, so aligned system of the dimensioning is recommended. So basically we have two types of dimension systems, aligned dimension system and unidirectional dimension system. So from these two, aligned system of the dimensioning is recommended. So always we have to use aligned dimension system. Aligned dimension system. Next, eighth rule. Eighth rule is what? Dimension lines. This is very important. This rule. Dimension lines should be drawn at least 8 mm away from the outlines. Once again listen. This is very important. Eighth rule is very important. So suppose we have drawn one figure. So for that we have to draw the dimension lines. So that dimension lines should be drawn at least 8 mm away from the outlines. Okay, dimension line should be drawn at least 8 mm away from the outline of the object. Next, ninth one, the extension line should be extended by about 3 mm beyond the dimension line. So after the dimension line, so the extension line should be 3 mm extra. 3 mm extra. So I will show you here. See here, this is the dimension line. This is the dimension line. So after the dimension line, so we have here this is our extension line. So extension line should be 3 mm extra after dimension line. So this is the dimension line. So after this dimension line, we have extension line. So extension line. So that length is 3 mm distance. 3 mm distance. Next, eighth rule is what? What is the eighth rule? Dimension line should be drawn at least 8 mm away from the outline. Dimension lines should be drawn at least 8 mm. At least 8 mm means, see here, this is a dimension line. This is a outer line of the outer line of the object or outer edges of the object. This is main object. So from this main object, this dimension line should be at least 8 mm or 1 centimeter. It may be 1 centimeter also. So minimum 8 mm distance. It should be 8 mm distance. So these are the rules generally we use for dimensioning. Next topic is, third topic is lettering. So what is lettering? What is lettering? Lettering means writing of titles and subtitles, dimensions, etc. on the drawing is called lettering. Once again listen. Writing of titles and subtitles, dimensions, etc. on the drawing is called lettering. So these are two types: single stroke lettering, double stroke lettering. Single stroke lettering, double stroke lettering. See, this is a T diagram. Lettering two types: single stroke lettering and double stroke lettering. In single stroke lettering, again we have two types: single stroke vertical lettering and single stroke incline lettering. So these are the two types in single stroke lettering. And in double stroke lettering, we have two types: double stroke vertical lettering, double stroke inclined lettering. So these are the classifications of lettering. According to BIS means Bureau of Indian Standards. We have some characteristics of the lettering. So they are first point, some important formulas. Height of the uppercase letter should be that formula. So here the size of the letter depends on the size of lettering depends on the height of the letter. Size of the lettering depends on height of the letter. So some important formulas. Height of the uppercase letters. So height of the uppercase letters, capital letters. So that formula is 10 by 10 into H. So for example, if we take height 2 mm, the height of the uppercase letter is 2 mm. So here height of the uppercase letter should be like this, 10 by 10 into 2. Or if we take H value 10, so 10 gets cancelled. So remaining 10 is what? Height of the uppercase letter. Okay. So that's why the size of the letter depends on the height of the letter. So you can take any height of the letter. You can take any height. If we take H is equal to 10, H is equal to 2, H is equal to 5, H is equal to 1, whatever it is. This H means height of the letter. So size of the letter depends on height of the letter. So here in the place of H, if we take a 10, so 10 gets cancelled, we will get a 10 value. So here the 10 is nothing but what? Height of the uppercase letter. Height of the lowercase letter formula 7 by 10 into H. 7 by 10 into H. So spacing between characters. Spacing between two characters. Spacing between two characters. One character to another character. It should be 2 by 10 into H. If you take H value 10, so 10 gets cancelled. So here 2 means 2 is nothing but 2 mm. The spacing between two letters should be 2 mm. So here the distance between S and P should be 2 mm distance. 2 mm distance. That is a spacing. Okay. Spacing between two characters. Formula. That is 2 by 10 into H. In place of H, if we take it as a 10 mm. So here the 10 gets cancelled. Again we have remainder is what? Remaining value is what? 2. So that 2 indicates what? The spacing between two characters, that is 2 mm. Spacing between words, one word means this spacing is a one word. Between is a second word. So spacing between words, one word to this is one word. Spacing is one word. Between is nothing but one word. So the distance between these two words, this is a formula 6 by 10 into H. So in place of H, you can take any value, or sometimes we may take 8 by 10 into h. For example, if we take h value 10, if we take h value 10, so here 10 gets cancelled, this 10 and this 10 gets cancelled, so again we have 6 mm. Means if you want to write one word, here the spacing is one word, between is second word. So between these two words, the spacing should be 6 mm distance. This is 6 mm distance. Minimum spacing between baselines should be 15 by 10 into h for uppercase letter. For lowercase letter, 13 by 10 into h for lowercase letter. So these are the important formulas for letter writing. See here. So this is a letter A, B, C, D up to Z. Number writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 9 and 0. The small letters, lowercase letters, uppercase letter. See here. So height of the uppercase letter depends on size of the lettering depends on height of the letter. So if we take h value 10, so here 10 gets cancelled. Height of the uppercase letter should be 10. So here this height is 10 mm distance, 1 centimeter distance. Okay, this 10 uppercase letter height is 10 mm distance. Next, the distance between any two characters, means the distance between A and B, the distance between character A and character B. What? See here, spacing between character 2 by 10 into h means, so here the distance between A letter and B letter should be 2 mm. B letter and C letter should be 2 mm. C letter and D letter should be 2 mm. Okay, spacing between two characters should be 2 mm distance. We should maintain. Okay. Next, words. Spacing between words 6 mm distance. Spacing between words should be 6 mm distance, or 6 by 10 into h. Height of the lowercase letter should be 7 by 10 into h. See here, this is the height of the lowercase letter, 7 by 10 into h. So students, all of you practice this letter writing. So these are the topics, 3 topics. Thank you so much.